1, 2, 3, funk it.
Hi, I'm Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be sharing my summer bucket list with you all. I wanted to preface this video with I debated about whether or not to film it because I know given the current circumstances, a lot of the things on my summer bucket list and probably yours will not be able to happen, but I thought it would still be a fun video in case some of the things can happen and even some of the ideas on my list we could still do, and it might help you revise your summer bucket list. Before we get into today's video, I have a super exciting announcement. This video is actually a collab with Manjari. I'm super excited to be working with her on this video. On her channel, she's going to be reviewing the Chloe Ting 2-week shred ab challenge. She'll be sharing with you all the information you need to know before starting it, what to expect during it, and most importantly, are the results worth it? Her content is super awesome, so be sure to check out her channel. It'll be linked in the description. And without further ado, here's my summer bucket list. Number 1 is spend a full day at the pool. I think these are just so fun and like the epitome of summer. If you just pack your little bag, head out to the pool and spend the entire day just listening to music, floating around, swimming and tanning. This might be unattainable, but I think that it can still be pretty fun if pools are able to reopen. Next is pull an all-nighter. I've pulled an all-nighter once in my life and it was extremely unintentional in 3rd grade at a friend's sleepover. Obviously it'd be better if you could do it with people, but you could definitely still set up like a FaceTime call with someone and try and pull an all-nighter. Next is go driving on the scenic drive I always mention. I've been doing this a lot recently given the circumstances. This is definitely something that you can still do. Go for a nice pretty drive, roll down your windows, crank your favorite music, and this is again a lot more fun if you can have someone else in the car with you, but an activity you can still do by yourself. Next is go on a tubing trip. Where I live, there are tons of different tubing adventure options and they never fail to be a blast. Hopefully things will be able to reopen because the best part is someone falls out of their tube or you pull over and go swimming in the river. Next is to go on a beach trip with my best friend. We did have one scheduled and we're working on possibly making some revisions to where we can still go. One thing that I think you guys should keep in the back of your mind, trips that are being canceled, of course it's really sad, but look for camping options because some campgrounds may be able to reopen because you're not in close quarters and you're using your own stuff for the most part, especially if you have an RV where you can use your own bathroom and things like that. Those could be fun getaway options if you're feeling the need to get out. Next is to have a campfire by my creek. My cousins built a fire pit down there and I think it'd be really cool to throw up some hammocks and pitch some tents, have a little camp out down there. Again, ideally with friends, but this is something you could do with your family. If you have a yard or someplace where you could pitch a tent, you could try doing a camp out. Next is go swimming in the creek, which I've mentioned before with the tubing trips, and also my family is fortunate enough to have property with a creek on it where you can kind of go swimming. It's a little difficult. My friends and I have tried before. You kind of have to get creative because the water isn't super deep, but it's pretty fun. The next item on my list was to go swimming and stand-up paddleboarding at a nearby state park with a lake. This is an activity that I try and do routinely every summer because I absolutely love stand-up paddleboarding. Lots of lakes are remaining open if you continue practicing social distancing, so this could be another fun option for you. To clarify, when I say that lakes are continuing to stay open, I mainly mean like if you're on a boat. I don't really think that any lakes are allowing swimming in the beach areas or equipment rentals, but that's what I meant when I said they're staying open, like if you have a boat. Next, my friends and I had planned to go to a shopping day at a mall. Where we live, there are like 0 shopping options. With about a 45-minute drive, you can get a decent mall, but about an hour and a half from us there is a super nice shopping complex, and we've literally been planning since Christmas to go do this. And as soon as shopping malls open back up, we are heading down there because they have all the good stores. They have Urban Outfitters, Lush, Lululemon. Also, do you guys say Lululemon or Lululemon? I say Lululemon because it sounds cooler. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think on that. If shopping malls don't open, online shopping. I feel like we've all been doing online shopping. Alright, I've mentioned this in my high school bucket list video, but having a slip and slide party would just be so epic. My house is in the middle of a hayfield and there are big hills in the field, and we have big hills in my yard too, and I think that any of the locations we picked would be super fun for a slip and slide. Obviously it'd be easier to do it in the yard in terms of like water going down it, but at the same time the hills in the field are super epic. The next item is kind of depressing. I was going to be going to an architecture camp for an entire month in San Luis Obispo, California. I talked about this briefly in one video several months ago when I got into the camp, and they have recently emailed and said that it's going to be held online. The next one is definitely still up in the air, but there's a possibility if things reopen that we might be taking our annual hiking trip to Yosemite, which is super exciting because if you are a true OG, you would know that literally some of the first videos ever posted on this channel were vlogs of my family's trip to California. And that trip we went to Kings Canyon and Sequoia. We were supposed to go to Yosemite, but it kind of casually caught on fire. Next is an outdoor movie screening. I think this, well, I don't think, I know this will be so much fun. Again, this is something I could do with my family, but in my head I envisioned it with friends. I think that's one thing with like literally all these. I could literally do most of these. I just wanted to do them with friends. You can just set up a projector screen outside, hang up some lights, pop some popcorn and make some cute snacks, put blankets on the yard, and literally have the Pinterest setup of your dreams outside. The next item on my list was to go back to the rock slide at a local state park. If you've been subscribed for a while, then you would know that I did this last year with one of my friends, Lupita, and we had a really good time. I thought it would be great to go back because there's a swimming hole there as well, and we had a blast. Next is to have a cookout slash grill out. I feel this is such a staple of the summertime. Everyone's always having cookouts with their family or friends and having campfires with it. I mean, obviously you don't just grill out, there's other activities that go around with it. Next is I really wanted to try rolled ice cream. I know this has been a trend for a while, but at this point we should be used to me being late to trends. And rolled ice cream looks good, looks interesting. Mainly I want to try it, not because I think it'll taste different than regular ice cream, but to take the pictures for my Pinterest. The next item on my list is to go to a baseball game. I am personally not the biggest fan of baseball. If you cut it on the TV, chances are I will probably fall asleep. However, watching it in person I think is pretty entertaining, and I like to go to one baseball game a summer. Again, I feel like it's a summer staple. This next item is something that I have been doing a lot of recently, and that is hammocking. Hammocking is just so relaxing, whether or not you're reading in it, just sitting, enjoying nature, if you take something to do, or going hammocking with friends. It's always a fun time. The last item on my list is to get a henna tattoo. I was thinking about doing this on the beach trip because most people get henna tattoos at the beach. However, I don't think that any places like that will be allowed to be open for a while, so who knows. I can draw on my hand with ink pens myself. That's what we used to do and call them henna tats. That is my summer bucket list, modified ideas slash versions for If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below some ideas that you have to put on your summer bucket list that either work with the current situation or your modifications so it works. So I'm sure we'd all love some like really fun summery ideas to do since it's starting to get a tad bit warmer outside. And be sure that you're subscribed and have the bell turned on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
It's not about personality matrices and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.